We're sneaking upstairs today for some margaritas in the attic.
The Arctic.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why? Come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, Rex Supply Co. has released their first aluminum razor, the Page.
Y'all, this is a stunner. And first of all, look at the box. So, the architecture is unique. It's a singer, it's a screamer, and it's a scraper. I have had 3 shaves with this, and y'all, look at my face. I have gotten a glacier BBS finish with this razor than I have with anything else in the collection. There are some cool features about it. The edges are actually curved right here, which I love, and you still can't feel the blade tabs at all. They are individually serial numbered and coded, so you can always look this up, and so can your great-great-grandchildren. They come in aluminum and black. I mean, for the beginning shaver, Rex, home run. You used this last night.
I did. You know, usually when I try a new razor, I somehow get a nick or something, just trying to figure out the angle. And on this one, not at all. It kind of has the angle built in for you. You can't mess up, which I loved. And it's super, super light. At points, I was like, am I even holding a razor?
It feels to me like it gets up and under the hairs somehow. And there is something about the angle and the curve of that top cap. Ooh, if you have tried this one, put it in the comments. And what is our soap today?
I think we were told about this way back at the beginning, 2 years ago now, and it wasn't out then. So we kept waiting, and we finally got margaritas in the Arctic, y'all.
Well, y'all grab your swizzle sticks and a can-do attitude, cause we are going to where it snows today. All right, y'all, from the sales page at stirlingsoap.com.
I can't taste this margarita, probably because I'm drinking it while sitting buck naked on top of a glacier at the North Pole. My skin feels wonderful, though.
Can we all just take a moment and picture Rod? Never mind. And y'all, I don't know if this is a Mandela effect, but growing up as a fan of Santa Claus, I always swore that the top of my globe, the Arctic, had a landmass there. There was ice. There was a workshop. There were elves. There was a pole. Y'all, now, there's nothing there. There's no ice. There's no landmass. There is no North Pole. It's just ocean. It's just open ocean. Santa works underwater. And if anybody's deserving of a nice stiff drink, it's Santa Claus. Let's take this one out of the cooler. Y'all, we really had to Rosham today for which one we were going to shoot because this was almost an Iceberg Island episode, but I'm going to have to wait another couple days for that because I'm taking this polar bear out for a drink, y'all. Here he is, margaritas in the Arctic. Oh, and it looks like we might have a soap sample. Oh, of
Piacenza. Don't get
placenta.
We can't smell it.
Oh, there it is, our margarita in the bottle.
Look at the image, it's a little drink, y'all. It's in there.
Perfect polar bear friends. All right, it is time for our frosty first impression. Yeah, see, Mandela effect residue. Y'all, it's a polar bear. Weren't we told penguins were on the South Pole and the North Pole was littered with polar bears? If there is no North Pole, what's with the iceberg and the polar bear and the margarita?
I guess if you drink the margarita, you don't care about the rest.
Probably. All right, I want you to have a first impression because I unfortunately have been an expert on margaritas since long before I started drinking them. I will explain that later. I want to see your face when you take this one in.
He's so fun. I want to hang out and have margaritas with him.
He already looks a little torn.
He does.
Doesn't he?
Just
a tad, like a pregame has happened.
But there is a side label, y'all, that matches the other menthol kind. Okay.
Right, like the coffee, the iced coffee. Woo! All right, take
Here
it
we
in.
go.
See what you get. Margaritas can be a few different things. I mean, traditionally, like lime, orange, those kind of things. But let's see what we get here.
Dive it in here.
Margarita from Paris, Arkansas.
Oh, okay. It is margarita, but I think there's some secret things happening in here.
Yeah? Talk me through it. What you got?
I got a little woodsy. I don't know. Okay, this is probably just a funny image, but you know those, it looks like a giant wine barrel, but it's not. It's like the bottom half filled in, like trying to make a hot tub for
Like
the polar bear.
rub-a-dub-dub, 3 minutes in the tub.
But that it's like that would, but the polar bear is sitting in there having some margaritas. So there is a margarita on hand, y'all. But it's not the froofy margarita. I don't know if that could make sense. Like, I feel like someone took straight up limes and they just squeezed it on top. It's not just the margarita jug from the store. Something fancier is going on.
My dad used to call it a floater when he would take the bottle of it. Well, that's a long story.
There is a location that I'm at.
Right,
It's not just the
beyond the boundaries of the
Right.
drink. All right. Well, he didn't just call it margarita. He called it margaritas somewhere. So there might be a bit of a vibe to this, a few more things.
I'm not going to complain if that's what's happening here. I mean, if it's intentional, I want to hang out at this place. So there's a fun side to this, but then there's also a chill, well, menthol chill, but like relaxed vibe.
Now, I'm kind of keeping my nose closed over here. What kind of intensity are you getting over there?
It's a good solid intensity. I would say like a 3.5. Like, it's a consistent whiff throughout the whole thing. Depending on what you want your nose to find, there's different avenues in here, but I think all of the volumes of the scent stay throughout the whiff.
Right.
So it's a consistent potency as you're whiffing.
Nice.
I'm actually very excited to lather this up because I think it's going to help me figure out what each little chunk of this is actually happening.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out that brisk side. I don't think there's a mint leaf or anything in here, but there's something green besides just the lime.
Right.
So I don't know exactly what that is, but I'm seeing like a texture along with the green. I don't know what's in the margarita mix, but it's something in the middle there that kind of like when we smelled cedar that you could tell there was something else that happened to it.
Right.
Same thing here. There's a mystery something ingredient that is working wonders. I just can't quite nail it down.
Right. Now, y'all, constant viewers will know that we are crafting an EDP for our wedding favor from scratch. And one of the notes in it is spearmint. So I reached out to Rod and I said, hey, buddy, this is our little project we got going on. And I'm wondering, are all essential oils created equal? Because it's like essential oils. Are they regulated? Are they mandated? Are they all pretty much the same? And I'm pretty sure I could hear the laughter coming all the way from Paris, Arkansas. And he was like, absolutely not. If you got your essential oil from Amazon, try these few other places. There are big differences in quality, in longevity, in ingredients, in essential oils, and Stirling is super careful about where they get them. So how is the lime sitting in there? Because when we got our lime from one of those places, it was amazing compared to the original Amazon essential oil. So what kind of lime are you sensing in there?
We have lime
Yes.
from Stirling, and I feel like it's a little different than that one. I don't know if it's because the initial part of the whiff, the different type of a menthol vibe is kind of tweaking it, or if it's intentionally, like I feel like I get a little more of the rind of the lime somehow, or like the peel of the lime in this version. Whatever the super fun, sweet kind of sour, because if you just smell margarita mix on its own, it does have a little sourness kind of thing
it's
kick in.
tart.
Yeah, and that is at the initial part of this whiff. I know you were all thinking just margarita mix was happening here, but there are some fun things that they have done to this. I'm kind of surprised.
Now, hold on. I think I speak for the community at large when I ask, is there a tequila sense in there?
You know, actually, as you were saying those words, the end of the whiff, I was like, oh, but I think there's like an agave-ish kind of a tequila something happening here. It's not what I think I've smelled in other soaps that have done more of a tequila thing before. It's done in a different way.
There's a worm in the splash. Now, tart versus sweet. Where are we sitting?
That's a hard question.
I know, because I put sugar in my margaritas. We'll get back to that.
Well, and I almost just got like a salty whiff, because sometimes you put salt on the rim.
I put salt in my margaritas.
So I don't know if my brain is filling in the blanks here or if it's actually in the
Right.
Because I like my brain just assumes that, oh yeah, that's part of it.
I know what that is.
Some of the ones that we've smelled that have been more margarita have been more tequila forward, I would say.
Feed after dark.
Right. This has more of like the mix, and then the other parts are in there. But that could change when we get to the splash. It may just be how it's kind of coexisting here, or even when we lather. So I think I need your pro nose to get in here, my
I'm
friend.
ready. I want to see what this is all about. All right, taking it in, shaken, not stirred. Oh. Sometimes you don't realize what your expectations are until they're broken.
I would agree.
It's really funny. I expected this to be way more tart. I expected this to be way more sour. I expected a pungency rather than an intensity. But this has been spectacularly blended. Y'all, I am not getting novelty from this at all. And I don't know how you take 2 or 3 of the world's most pokey, loud, citrusy scent notes and balance them. Tequila, agave, lime, orange, like whatever might be in here have individually loud voices, and to get them to blend is tricky. And this is gorgeous, y'all. Hold on.
It needs a long whiff. Like, there's a lot going on.
Oh, I love that I almost have to seek out the tartness. And then when I find it, it is under the surface of something that for me is equal parts lime and tequila. I love that, y'all, because tequila, are you kidding me? I would be so intimidated right now to have to build a tequila accord. Are you kidding? I would have no idea where to start. There's got to be 50 different ingredients in a tequila accord, and yet it's here. This is beautiful. And then I love it when the menthol is being used to the advantage of the scent. I think what that alcohol actually adds to Sharp Dressed Man is insane, which is why Frozen Tuxedo is one of my favorite things, even in the dead of winter. I think they're using the mint to integrate it into the scent notes themselves, and that's happening here. So imagine a margarita that's not a spearmint or a peppermint, but that's like a frozen mint. That's like a winter mint somehow, almost evergreen.
I'm glad you got that too, because I was surprised.
Big time. And he's using it inside of it. And okay, look, there is a Bevmo down the street, and then there's a cantina in Walnut Creek called Maria Maria that Carlos Santana owns, and everything they make is incredible and from scratch and from quality ingredients. I appreciate my margarita from Bevmo. In fact, I have a recipe that became, unfortunately, legendary while me and my buddy Tim invented it in college. But then there's that margarita that when you order it, they're going to make one from scratch, and they're going to use real lime. They're going to use real orange. They're going to use real things, and probably a Patron tequila, far too good to belong in a margarita. And it tastes worlds different. And I don't say this on the show all that often, but this is such a photorealistic version, not of that Bevmo college dorm room margarita. Sorry, Mom. But of a real, like, artisan-made Maria Maria Cantina tequila on the bar. It's not blended.
Yes,
I don't know how better to say that, but Rod and Mandy do not like their margaritas coming out of the blender.
Nope.
This is over ice, and this has some salt on the rim. I used to put a rim of salt and sugar on the glasses. It was a little hard to tell, but it made you want to drink more. Yeah, y'all, I never thought the first word out of my mouth with a margarita would be smooth. I reserve that for really expensive whiskeys and things like that. This is super smooth, and now I kind of can't take my eyes off that splash, but we'll get to that in a minute. Hold on. Wow.
I understand why the gents were like, y'all need to get this. Like, it isn't just a margarita.
And they're using what's inside the tequila to take the lime and turn it inside out. So you know what? Even if you weren't the biggest fan of lime, I'd say grab this.
Or margarita. Somehow it's new.
Lime and tequila make some kind of new sense of lemon. Some new sense of lemon lime for the discerning grown up. And I want to name this polar bear. He looks like Mr. Roper.
He kind of does.
Okay, you know how Mr. Roper would make a Mrs. Roper joke and then straight up mug the camera and just look at you at home and go, that's the face. Well, I think there's only one thing left to do, and that's to head north and build a lather. Put on your puffy coat and join us, won't you? All right, y'all, back to the sales page at stirlingsoap.com.
So we don't have any scent notes, but this is what you get.
This is plenty.
I can't taste this margarita, probably because I'm drinking it while sitting buck naked on top of a glacier at the North Pole. But my skin feels wonderful.
I think he means treading water, because there's not glaciers. That was one of my best memories of my first trip to Vegas. Grandpa and I were giant margarita fans, and when we first hit the Tropicana and saw this row of probably 3 dozen slushy machines, all making margaritas in every flavor and color imaginable. We knew our pilgrimage had been well worth it.
Did you have to carry around that big old thing that they passed out?
No, we just got the plastic cups and just kept going back. I don't know if they had those long
They may
yard
not have when they
drinks
first started.
back then.
Yeah.
They had the like acrobatic bartenders. That was fun. Like the movie Cocktail had come out, you know. My buddy Matt King from my old Magic Club days still works in Vegas. I think he's at the Excalibur now. But y'all, if you need an afternoon magic show that will knock your socks off, go see Mac. I think this sales page is particularly fitting for the whiff pack because this guy's not wearing pants.
True.
And this is one of our favorite new brushes in our collection. Where'd you get this thing?
This is my new Stirling. I think it's 24 millimeters.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the splay on this one, and somehow it still has backbone. Sometimes it's hard to get both, but I was thoroughly impressed with how much you can actually get on this little brush.
And I thought this was our coldest looking bowl. This is from the Vanulay Workshop, Monica, deep in the heart of Texas. And I'm just going to push that soap into the honeycomb grooves. Wet her down with the little small dredge memorial bougie sprayer, y'all. All right, and while you are doing that, I will walk these good folks through the recipe of the Margaritas. So look, here's what you do. Go down to the store, get yourself a bottle of Rose's Lime. That's the only real thing in this. And then a couple of bottles of sweet and sour, triple sec, but just kind of the finest call non-alcoholic version. Now, the thing is half tequila. Use the sweet and sour and the triple sec to taste to fill in the other half. Put sugar and salt in the shaker. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Into the glass with a little bit of salt and sugar on the rim, not blended. The Barbershop Duet will not be held responsible for any behavior inspired by the Marcus Rita. Well, basically the idea was to use the Kool-Aid, kind of half of it to hide the tequila that was going on in there, and it did a pretty good job. Like, generally the response we got was, is there tequila in this? And we were like, wow. See, and she's doing a patented Jerry Plessy move here that he taught us at the beginning of our journey. Yeah, you spin. Yeah, you go backwards. But sometimes you just got to get in there and go back and forth over the soap. What was your first drink? Do you remember? Or like the first one you liked? What was the one you would order?
I was always trying to get the cheaper ones because I was broke. Gotta say, I feel like the first drink I actually had, my roommate made us blended, very strawberry, girly versions of a margarita. So maybe that's oddly fitting.
There you go. I started with like grasshoppers and Midori sours. And then the old magicians I was working with were like, come here. This is Glenfiddich, 12-year-old scotch. It is single malt. You can put a drop of water in it. Drink it. That was my drink of choice until we stopped drinking a few years ago.
But since we don't drink, we get to work with fun things like this that kind of make it get close.
My drink of choice now is Space Nog. And this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the Are There Glaciers There or Not with on 3, 1, 2. Wow. That's great. Every time I smell that, I am more impressed with how beautiful that is and what a grown-up margarita set it is. Nothing novelty about this.
But smell there.
I know.
Some magic happened with that lather. I'm just saying.
It got sweeter. The menthol comes out a little bit more. It's going to happen when you add the water and air.
But it doesn't overpower it. It just kind of brings out the important pieces in there.
I just can't overstate how everything generally in a margarita that is designed to be pokey has just been shaved off with a trimmer. And it is just smooth and beautiful. Wow.
Do we see how much the menthol vibes we can feel? Because this isn't the glacial one, which is funny because he's on a glacier.
Yeah,
but it's only menthol.
Are you going to put some on your face?
I'll be brave.
All right,
yes.
here we go. Let's see.
I get a little nervous with the menthol. It's super foggy and cold today. It's not even a summer day outside. I'm kind of bummed.
All right. Generally, we like to give this about 30 seconds. Hold on a second.
A few moments later.
Okay. What do you think?
I feel it, but it's not too much past the Sarah threshold. It's just a little chill. Like there's a little ice cubes in here, but it's not an actual ice cube.
Agreed. I don't think it goes to the level of frozen tuxedo. I'm not getting that yet.
It's turning up a little bit now, but yeah, I'm with you.
But it certainly doesn't go to the level of wintergreen.
No,
You
or
know?
like menthol in my eyes feel. We're not there.
This is charming. I like this level of cool.
This is exactly a good Sarah range. Whatever this one is. Now it's approaching like, okay, should I take this off? But it's not like it's on fire, you know.
Right. And having spent all this time in the attic, now why don't we take it to the basement, go a little deeper. What's on this towel from yesterday?
Raspberry lemonade. That with margarita, my friends. Not too shabby.
I'm not one for mashups generally, but y'all. Raspberry margarita,
Think what you think.
Maybe a collab
There
between
you go.
A&E and Sterling.
Just throwing it out there.
Just putting it out there.
You ready? Feeling brave?
I've been waiting for this
Put it on
for
some
a
ice
year.
here.
I'm excited. This is going right on my moneymaker. I love menthol splashes. Somebody asked the other day, and it was your mother, why do you want menthol in a splash? Why do you need that cooling sensation?
Right.
Well, y'all, every once in a while, especially when you're a newbie, you might be holding that razor at a little bit of a different angle. Maybe you're not paying so close attention to that part of it, and you might get a little irritation. Well, it feels a little burny. And when that happens, you want something that's the opposite feeling, a little cooling sensation on your face, which is kind of why our great-grandpappies decided menthol would be a great ingredient to throw into a splash, and we are going to throw it on our faces. Well, maybe not you, but we'll see.
No,
how
I
this
don't know if
goes.
I'm that brave.
All right, yeah. I don't know if this is glacial level. I'll find out.
It said menthol on it.
Right.
So it doesn't have the actual glue. But there is a little icicle in the margarita. So
Not at all the lime from Stirling Lime. That's
See,
not where he
right.
started.
Yeah.
This is a margarita lime. This is totally
she
different.
wants some.
It's almost like I can't pull the lime out of the margarita-ness of this, which is what makes it so perfect. This was a drink. It's not being made of things. I'm getting the drink first, and I'm having trouble deconstructing it.
if I close my eyes, I feel like I'm on summer vacation. Like there is a margarita-ness in there, but the chill of this really cools you down, y'all.
And, let me see if I can get a little bit of the woodiness. Yeah. Y'all, this is more than just the drink. This is more a vibe. I don't know if I'm necessarily getting a glacier, but I'm getting somewhere. There's a beautiful sort of dark woody quality under the surface of this.
But the concept of being in the Arctic, like somehow the menthol makes the coolness everywhere. It's
Right.
not just in your cup. So it really does fit this well.
Yeah, y'all, and I was watching a perfuming lecture the other day by 2160 Tuesday, great channel on YouTube. And she was talking about building her perfume, but as soon as she put essential oil in it, she made the point. Essential oil is nature's accord. Like when we're building perfumes, we're using raw ingredients. We're using one molecule at a time, isoe super. But inside of a lime essential oil are all kinds of different fragrance molecules. So it is so cool that they built this one of those actual aromas that you get from a finished, perfect margarita in a glass.
Like, I feel like this would have been a good 4th of July. So, like, now I understand why everyone's been busting this out for summer.
And now I get why I see this in December on occasion. This is just a fantastic scent regardless of season, which is kind of rare.
It's super funny because it's not even a summer day outside, but I'm still enjoying this. I don't feel like it needs to be hot outside, where some of the other glacial ones, I'm like, I would enjoy this when it's scorching. This one I might bust out all year.
Depressingly cold outside today, y'all.
It's funny, though. Like, if this came out as an EDT, I would still throw this on. Like, it's not just because it's the menthol side.
Right.
There is something fun about the margarita side in here.
If I can enjoy my Fruit Loops EDP from Lather, I would certainly rock this one. So why am I an expert on margaritas from the age of 10? Well, this video that you're seeing is a family reunion that we used to have every year on the 4th of July with my mom's side of the family, the Phillipses. And by 4:30 p.m., they were all way too blitzed to be able to man the bar. So from a very early age, I was given a jigger, the ingredients, and strict instructions on how to make those margaritas without adding too much tequila like all the uncles were trying to get me to do. And I was the bartender. I was kind of such a good kid and a parent pleaser that I really didn't sneak any. I totally could have. I guess that says something about me at the age of 10. But y'all, I was really good at making these drinks by the time I was 14. I had a legendary. And it's funny, there were never any other drinks served at those 4th of July parties.
Just margaritas.
Just lime margaritas.
Okay.
Cuervo mix out of the bottle. Cuervo Gold. Salt, ice, blend, floor. So it's pretty simple, yo. Just be Taka, the friend of my cousin Torby, being brought to a Phillips family reunion for the first time. Well, he's going to be introduced to all the old uncles. He's going to be invited to play some darts with him along the back side of the house. And just about the time he gets a hankering for a cold one and asks where the alcohol is kept, my cousin's going to tell him, oh, go in the kitchen and find the 10-year-old. He's going to set you up, and if you give him an extra buck, he'll throw a nice floater on there for you, and you can get your own. Head over to stirlingsoap.com where you can find this and a wide range of other products. Well, I have had my shave, y'all, with margaritas in the Arctic, and I do not say this very often, but this is an absolutely perfect margarita scent. There is no improving on this. Absolutely what you want it to be. Absolutely. The base of the lime and the citrus as it becomes a margarita, and even that burn of the tequila is there to offset the mint in the menthol to give you the most perfect summer soap I could imagine for this week. And Stirling, we will be back for some of your fall delights yet to come. She farted. Welcome to Messages.
So for our August giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to Ariana and Evan.
Yeah, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send an email here to we sent you at thebarbershopduet.com so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways. And then check back here on our first September episode to see if you are a lucky winner.
Best of luck.
Girl. All right, so we've established I know margaritas pretty well.
Yes.
And we've established I know Stirling soap pretty well.
True.
90 episodes or so. So I thought that if anybody in this world was qualified to know what this was going to smell like, it would probably be me, with you as a runner-up. But I will tell you what, my socks have been blown completely off.
Yep.
My skirt has been blown completely up. And I am lucky that I am not naked on an iceberg smelling this, because this is amazing and completely not what I was expecting. Way smoother.
Right?
Way more inviting, way friendlier than most margaritas.
I need to go back in our old chats and see who told us to get this first. It may have been Bjorn. I'm not quite sure.
It was Craig, actually.
Which is funny because those are both international people. Like, they're not even local. So what you would think of, like, what we know as a margarita is very cool to know that they appreciate it as much as well.
And while I will continue to lobby for apple waffle in a full set, Rod, Mandy, please, you're getting my letters, aren't you? I might also suggest that strawberry daiquiri in the Arctic might also be a lovely flanker for next summer, but hey, I can dream, can't
Yeah, we'll keep dreaming. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.